and a very good afternoon. I am Dr. Rabia Noor, Associate Professor of Physical Therapy at the Faculty of Rehabilitation of Allied Health Sciences, Rifa International University. We welcome you to the closing session of 4th International Conference of Rehabilitation Sciences and 1st International Conference Allied Health Sciences 2023. I would like to invite Ariba Shahid for the recitation of the Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان صدق الله العظيم. The most compassionate taught the Quran, created humanity and taught them speech. The sun and the moon travel with precision. The stars and the trees bow down in submission. As for the sky, he raised it high and set the balance of justice, so that you do not defraud the scales. He laid out the earth for all the beings. In it are fruits, palm trees, and date trees, and grains with husks and aromatic plants. Then, which of your Lord's favors will you, humans and jinns, both deny? Jazakumullah.
Jazakallah. Now I request you all to please rise for the national anthem.
Jaya
be seated. Now I would like to invite Dr. Shane Petman to share his experience with us about the conference. Please welcome Dr. Shane Petman.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for the opportunity to say a final couple of words around this fabulous conference which is coming to a conclusion. On reflection, it has been a very successful couple of days, in my humble opinion. We have had many, many diverse speakers from the international and national sphere across a large spectrum of specialties, to bring together a huge amount of people, both delegates and speakers, across all of the rehabilitation sciences and allied health specialties is a key, huge undertaking. And I think you can all agree it has been very, very successful. We have been challenged around what is happening in clinical practice and in research, but from those challenges and those conversations, there is plenty of opportunity for all of us working in rehabilitation and allied health sciences. A high degree of science was presented with some very good presentations showing us where we can add value to our clients' lives across the whole spectrum of our populations, from pediatrics through to the elderly, from women's health through to musculoskeletal and everything in between. We should be very proud of the science that was presented here, but we should embrace the challenges moving forward. We need to make sure, I think, from many of our presenters, that there is still inequity, we still need to do better, and only through the ambition and energy and enthusiasm that has been seen here over the last couple of days can we move forward collectively to address some of the inequities in our societies and in our healthcare. I embrace you to take home the messages from the last couple of days, look at your own clinical practice and see what you can improve from this new knowledge, and look at some of the patient voices that you can bring into the conversation. Make sure that you're treating each other and your patients equally, and in the words of Laurie, make sure you are looking after women's health. A big thing that needs to come from society is looking better after everybody, not just the men. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Now I request Professor Dr. Laurie Mary Walton to please come on the stage and share her experiences with us. Dr. Laurie Mary Walton, she is Women Health Specialist, so please welcome you on the stage. Thank you, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum. I am not sure I can follow that amazing speech, Shane, but thank you for giving us the footnotes on there, or for citation. I just want to say what a wonderful time that I've had, and I think most of the speakers, or all of the speakers, will say the same. It's been delightful, it's been incredible, it's been really inspiring to see such growth, such dynamic movement in physiotherapy from Pakistan and from across the whole region. It's lovely to have such an international audience coming together. We know that the more diverse our think tanks are, the better we become, the stronger we are. If we are working together internationally, if we're working together and supporting each other towards the best care in physical therapy, we will have the best in research, the best in education, and the best service for our community as we start to advance and expand the practice of physiotherapy in all of the rehab fields. So it's been lovely. I understand that this conference in the previous years was about 1,200 in attendance, and I understand there were over 3,000 in attendance for this, with the inclusion of all of the other rehab practitioners and educators. So thank you, I appreciate it, and yes, women's health is the future for all of us, okay? See you.
Thank you so very much. Our chief guest today is Professor Dr. Javed Akram. He's on way and he has reached, and in a few minutes he will be with us. So now we have Dr. Deborah with us. I request Dr. Deborah to please come on the stage and say a few words about the conference. Dr. Deborah is a pediatric specialist and she has a lots of work in clubfoot, and she is doing so many workshops and conferences on this. Please welcome Dr. Deborah on the stage. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity that you've afforded all of us as guests, as visitors, as participants, and as facilitators. I've totally enjoyed my time here, and I've learned so much from the Pakistani research, from the experiences that we've shared. And I just want to encourage all of us to say, yes, conferences are amazing, they're beautiful, but let us continue to do the work that we do in a way that speaks to our clients, that speaks to our patients, and that makes a stamp on this planet to show that we are here to make a change. Rehabilitation is all about quality of life, and we want our people not only to have long lives, but to have lives worth living. So let us continue to work together. I think the one thing that I take away is the unity. I've rarely seen allied health and rehabilitation working together. Usually we're fighting for the same patients or fighting to show who is better than the other. But I think I've learned from this that we are stronger together and we're better together. So let's keep marching forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Deborah, for your beautiful words. Now, apart from international keynote speakers, we have a well-renowned keynote speaker among us, and I wish and I would like to invite Professor Dr. Ishfaq Ahmed. He is Dean at University of Lahore and very well-renowned keynote speaker. In this conference, he is with us as keynote as well as co-chair. So, sir, please welcome you on the stage.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, I congratulate Rifa International University for holding such a wonderful international conference, including more than 22 international speakers and more than 60 national speakers with delegates of more than 3,000. So how such a wonderful event since last 3 days it's been happening here at Pearl Continental Hotel. And I am extremely thankful to all the international speakers who came throughout from their countries to Pakistan and participating in this conference. We are thankful to all of you for delivering such a wonderful knowledge, up-to-date knowledge regarding in the field of rehab sciences as well as allied health sciences. So once again, I am extremely thankful to all of you. I'm extremely thankful to our worthy Chief Guest Professor Dr. Javed Akram and rest of the management of University of Rifa International University being partner of this collaboration and this conference. I'm also extremely thankful to University of Lahore for participating in this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Please put your hands together and welcome our worthy chief guest, Professor Dr. Javed Akram, Health Minister Punjab. He's joined us. Thank you, sir, for your valuable time. Now I would like to invite the chairman of the 4th International Conference of Rehabilitation Sciences and 1st International Conference of Allied Health Sciences 2023, Dean, Faculty of Rehabilitation and Allied Health Sciences, for the concluding remarks. Please welcome Professor Dr. Asghar Khan.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. As we draw the curtains on the 4th International Conference of Rehabilitation Sciences and 1st Conference of Allied Health Sciences, I stand before you to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Honorable Health Minister Punjab, Professor Dr. Javed Akram. Sir, your presence has added immense value to this gathering. Your commitment to the betterment of rehabilitation in allied healthcare inspires us all. We highly appreciate the enormous support of the Healthcare Commission Punjab for uplifting the rehabilitation and allied healthcare standards in the country. A special acknowledgement goes to Mr. Hassan Muhammad Khan, the Chancellor of Rifa International University, and Professor Dr. Anis Ahmed, our worthy Vice Chancellor, for their visionary leadership and unwavering support in making this event possible. The Director of Rifa College of Rehabilitation and Allied Health Sciences of our Lahore campus, Professor Dr. Shakilur Rahman, and his team did a commendable job. We appreciate their excellent management and hospitality. I must congratulate all the team members for their great achievement. To our international and national keynote speakers, our expertise has illuminated our discussion and broadened our perspectives. Your contributions are invaluable, and we are immensely grateful for your presence. I extend my deepest appreciation to the Faculty of Rehabilitation and Allied Health Sciences at Rifa International University, the backbone of this conference. Your dedication and collaborative spirit have set the stage for meaningful dialogue and advancements in these critical fields. To our 78 collaborators from national academic and clinical institutes, thank you for joining hands with us in the pursuit of knowledge and excellence. Your shared commitment to advancing healthcare education is truly commendable. To the 2,250 participants, both near and far, thank you for your enthusiasm, engagement, and commitment to the ideals of this conference. Your presence has made this gathering vibrant and enriching. A sincere thanks to the 23 experts in physical therapy, 18 experts in optometry and orthoptics, 18 experts in nutrition and food sciences, 7 experts speech language pathology, and 17 from medical lab technology, 14 from medical imaging technology. Your knowledge sharing has undoubtedly enhanced the quality of discussion and learning. As we conclude this conference, my gratitude extends to the 2,250 participants who actively participated in workshops and plenaries, and to the 188 researchers who presented their groundbreaking work. Your dedication to advancing these fields is commendable. In the spirit of collaboration and shared learning, let us carry the momentum for this conference forward. May the connections have made, the insights gained, and the ideas exchanged lead to the transformative changes in the realms of rehabilitation and allied health sciences. May Allah bless each one of you abundantly. Thank you for making this conference a resounding success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, respected sir. Today we have Professor Dr. Javed Akram as chief guest with us. Professor Dr. Javed Akram is a physician and academician who is working as Minister of Health of the Government of Punjab, Pakistan. He is former Vice Chancellor of the University of Health Sciences, Lahore, and the President of Pakistan Society of Internal Medicine. Professor Dr. Javed Akram is an eminent professor of medicine and well known as a global medical researcher. His impact factor is more than 700, which is the highest ever for any Pakistani doctor. He is the author of 6 books and more than 125 research papers published as a principal investigator in the leading international medical journals like Lancet and BMG. Now I request the worthy Chief Guest, Health Minister Punjab, Professor Dr. Javed Akram, to address the delegates of our conference. Please put your hands together to welcome our Chief Guest.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon and welcome to Lahore in Pakistan, to our honorable delegates from abroad as well as home. Professor Asghar Khan, the chair of this conference, the 4th international conference held by Rifa University, very ably assisted by our dear friend Professor Syed Shakil. It's indeed a great honor and pleasure for me to participate in this concluding session of what I think is a very timely and extremely important initiative of Rifa University, joined by so many collaborators from around Pakistan and around the world, and especially on a topic which is extremely common to my heart. As you were just told that I am Minister of Health, but more importantly for this conference, I am Minister of Social Welfare, Baitul Mal, which is very closely connected to rehab. We have rehabilitation centers across Punjab of more than 43 centers, and including for very young children, for adolescents and for adults. Rehab is a very broad term, as we all know. Obviously, I see more physiotherapists and very eminent physiotherapists who are my students, many of them. Ahsan is sitting there, Amir is sitting there. I was very fortunate when I was working at King Edward Medical University as Dean of Medicine. I used to teach physiotherapy, the medicine part of it. And I have thousands and thousands of physiotherapists all over the world who trained with myself, and they remain an asset to me, because not only that they make me proud as a teacher, but also many of them, they end up treating me, because life is full of accidents, trouble, ups and downs, and you do need rehab services. Almost 80% of the population in Pakistan at some point of time do require a rehabilitation service, be it a physiotherapist, be it a psychotherapist, be it occupational therapist, be it a speech therapist, and so many things. In a country where genetic diseases are still so rampant and we don't have screening programs or neonatal screening on ground. And we have loads of caste marriages, cousin marriages, family marriages, which means that the genetic diseases are much more expressed in our community. We are still struggling with the dystrophies, myopathies, with mental retardation, visual retardation, auditory retardation. So there are huge lots of genes. The best thing is obviously to prevent them. I am very fortunate that I am part and parcel of a very large group which has the largest impact factor as far as the whole world is concerned for hearing impairment, intellectual impairment and physical impairment, syndromic or non-syndromic. So we have mapped more than 30,000 families all over Pakistan where these the gene expression is strong and diseases are still very, very prevalent. The best thing would be to altogether get rid of these genetic diseases. But the second best thing would be that if somebody is suffering from these disability, then to rehabilitate in a way that that individual becomes useful for himself or herself, for the family and for the country and for the society. So there, I think, most important challenge, and I think in Pakistan this is so rampant, these diseases and that these genetic mutations, that I think we are only catering for less than 5% of the rehab specialists that we have. 95% people, they do not have access to a rehabilitation specialist, whether it is a physiotherapist, whether it is a occupational therapist, whether it is a speech therapist or so on. So I think in such a country, government must invest, and we are very keen to invest on this side. We want also, our wish is to have the physiotherapist have their own council, the speech therapist to have their own council, because they are all clubbed together. Because it is they should decide upon their own specialty. I am a physician, an internal medicine physician. Obviously, this is not my job to regulate physiotherapy or speech therapy or occupational therapy. You people are the best, and it should be left to the profession to regulate themselves rather than we regulating them. So I think this conference, obviously you have so many bright minds, experienced minds sitting here. I think although I tried, but I was invited on the inauguration, but I was very, very occupied, and today being Sunday I had some time to be in this very, very important conference by Rifa University. But I think one of the things that is I think must have been addressed or not addressed, can be addressed now, is the pathway to guide the government, health department, social welfare department, Baitul Mal department, that what they can do for this ever important profession. For me as a practicing physician, trust me that I cannot imagine working without rehabilitation services. My all diseases, whether it is cardiac disease, whether it is malignancy, whether it is pulmonary disease, whether it is some physical disability, they all need a rehab specialist. I can only do maybe 5 to 10% of the work. 80% job is their job. I worked in 5 countries, and I had the luxury of having a very good rehab team in UK and US. It was not my job. In Pakistan, unfortunately, most of the rehab services are also being provided by a doctor. In Pakistan, one of the reasons that why healthcare could not progress as much as it has done so in the neighboring countries and world over is that in Pakistan, unfortunately, the healthcare is synonymous with the doctor. Not the nurse, we know, has equally important role to play. Allied health specialists and rehab services have equal role to play. But why is it so that we are yet to see a physiotherapist becoming vice chancellor or principal of a medical school? It hasn't happened so far. That is my dream, that we should dilute the leadership from a doctor, a curative side, to the preventive side and also to the rehabilitation side. There are two parts of it. Government, the present government which I represent, I tell you, I reassure you, we will do every possible thing to realize this dream. But on the other side, it is this profession themselves that they need to create these role models. They need to come up and make the world aware that how important are these services. I am aware, but not a politician, not a parliamentarian, not a bureaucrat, not the media. So it is part of their part to play that role where nobody could imagine making a healthcare plan, healthcare delivery plan, while missing out these important specialties. And that is why the disability burden is so huge in Pakistan. It's so unfortunate. I don't want to keep our law, which as social welfare minister, I always say as social welfare minister that, you know, social welfare is not work of just a minister. It's not work of just a social welfare department. Every human being in the world, irrespective of religion, caste, creed, color, must be a social worker. You have, and especially in a country like Pakistan, where we have base of the pyramid is very broad, and we have people who cannot enter such luxury hotels, who are not users of five-star hotels or hospitals, and who are not users of cars. They are base of the pyramid, and they are least aware, even if they are disabled, that they can get help from somewhere. So, and then we have on the tip of the pyramid very, very few, very, very rich people. So it becomes imperative that we all must do some social work and become social welfare in our own sphere, as an organization, as individuals, because social welfare department alone can't do much at all. So we have, in social welfare, we have our social welfare complex in township. I don't know how many of you have visited. I always say we must open these things. We have Chaman there, ability. We have Nisheman opposite to that, huge, about 500 children there. Nisheman is for teenagers with disabilities. I'm sorry, I hate the word disability. I call them people with different abilities. Because if God has taken away one ability from them, He has blessed them with many other abilities. And we should try to invoke those abilities which they are carrying and to compensate for whatever disability is there. And a successful rehabilitation obviously is geared to do that how they can be useful for themselves and for the society. This is by realizing that even if they are disabled in one sense, they may be more able in many other senses. And we must try to capitalize on that characteristic that Almighty Allah has blessed them. So I always, my department, social welfare department, spread all over Punjab, for more than 50 centers of rehabilitation. I'm creating right, left and center seats of rehabilitation specialists, whether it's speech therapist, whether it is, look at whether it is physical disability and we need physiotherapist, gait analysis, things like that. I'm trying to open it up to the profession, not just leave it to the bureaucracy, to the clerks, but bring in the technical people, so that, and that was totally missing in social welfare department. So we have so much burden from blind people in Pakistan, whether it is retinitis pigmentosa. I think after 2-3 days we have World White Cane Day, which we are celebrating in a very huge way to increase the awareness that how blind can be successfully rehabilitated. We have a very good blind cricket team. Our Paralympians, they won 52 medals, and we celebrated their medals in Governor House, because whether our international Olympics we won medal or not, Paralympians, they have won 53 medals in this World Olympics, Paralympics. So there is a lot to do together, the government, Rifai University and other universities who are working for this cause, and also the specialists sitting here. And I think you, whatever the recommendations of this conference are, government, whether we are social welfare department or health department or school of physiotherapy and other disciplines, we are all there really to help. So at the end, I'm very grateful once again. And one important thing is that a rehab specialist will not look at just a rehabilitation. He or she must also explore the avenues how to prevent the disabilities. And as I said, many disabilities, genetics, we know by good screening it can be prevented. By roadside accidents can be prevented in majority of the cases by small interventions. And nobody else will do better than the rehab specialists themselves. They know the life after these accidents, what happens after paraplegia and after all these things. And they are the best people, motivated people to bring in these reforms that disability burden decreases in this country, because this country cannot really perform and cannot realize the dream of the creators of this country unless we invest in prevention together to prevent these disabilities. Another last thing, what I see is that the rehab specialists, whether they are physiotherapists, they are occupational therapists, or whether they are speech therapists, they are working in vertical. They are not integrated. In this large hall, mashallah, so many rehab specialists sitting here, very legends sitting here in their specialty, but I don't see many doctors sitting here, don't see any nurses sitting here. I think we are transdisciplinary when we become healthcare provider in whatever our discipline is. We need to, integrate all these services together, whether you are a physician, whether you are a surgeon, whether you are an orthopedic surgeon, whether you are an eye specialist or whatever, whether you are doing cochlear implants. You do a cochlear implant as a surgeon, but if you don't have good speech therapy, that cochlear implant is going to fail. So that is why it is important in conferences to have sessions which address the all these issues in transdisciplinary way. For me, my problem as social welfare minister is not just to get the implants, cochlear implants, into children born with deafness at time, but then also to rehab them later on. Otherwise, this expensive tool will be doing nothing, and for that I need you. And for doing a transplant, a cochlear transplant, you need me as a minister, that I should be sponsoring that treatment, and also you need a surgeon, ENT surgeon. So that is why this is just one example, but I think it's important to integrate all these services on one platform, so we learn from each other and we support each other. So at the end, I hope when we have the 5th conference under Rifai University and other universities contributing, hopefully we will have answers to many questions that posed just now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable comments and appreciation. Please stay on the stage for the shield distribution. So now this is time for the acknowledgement to international and national keynote speakers and the sporting departments. Without the help, we can't able to make this event successful. So please, ready for the shield distribution. Professor Dr. Nazim Farooq, he is Dean at Ibadat International University. Dr. Ramesh, please put your hands together for Dr. Ramesh. Professor Dr. Nazim Farouk is on the stage. He is Dean International, Ibadat International University. Dr. Ramesh. Dr. Humaira Shamim Kayani, Head of Department, Speech and Language Pathology, Rifa International University, Islamabad campus. Dr. Raham Bacha, Dr. Raham Bacha is on stage. The next, please, Professor Dr. Waqar Ahmed Awan. He is professor at Rifa International University, Islamabad campus. Please put your hands together. This is time for acknowledgement. Thank you. Dr. Amar Khan. Dr. Ammar Khan. Okay. Dr. Mehnaz Nasir. Professor Dr. Masood Sadiq Bhatt. She's accepting the shield on the behalf of Professor Dr. Masood Sadiq Bhatt. Dr. Snaullah. Next is Anam Akmal Khan. Please, ma'am, come closer to the stage. Anam Akmal Khan. Dr. Fatima Hassan. She is our keynote speaker from the Human Nutrition and Dietetics Department. Dr. Mohsin Khurshid. Dr. Mohsin Khurshid. Next is Dr. Shahan Azim. Please, sir, come close to the stage. Dr. Shahan Azim. Professor Dr. Rifat Mehboob. Professor Dr. Rifat Mehboob is here. Yes. Dr. Shahan Azim on the stage. Thank you, sir. Dr. Sumayya Nizamuddin. We have Professor Dr. Rifat Mehboob on the stage. Next, Dr. Sumayya Nizamuddin. Okay, next is Dr. Samia Shahid. Dr. Hamad Arshad. Dr. Hamad Arshad. Professor Dr. Muhammad Fayaz. Dr. Hamad is on the stage. Next is Professor Dr. Muhammad Fayaz. Professor Dr. Zari Fatma. Dr. Numair Yunus. Dr. Muhammad Amir Khan. Nasir Chaudhry, Nasir Chaudhry, Sidra Latif, Sidra Latif, Sidra Anwar, Dr. Abdul Ghafoor Sajjad. Yes, we have. And the next, Dr. Ihsan Javed. Dr. Hafiz Wasim Javed. We have Dr. Abdul Ghafoor Sajjad on the stage. Following by Dr. Ihsan Javed, Dr. Hafiz Wasim Javed, Professor Dr. Arshad Nawaz Malik. He is principal at Rifa International University, Islamabad campus. Dr. Hafiz Wasim Javed is on the stage. Dr. Muhammad Hashim, please come closer to the stage. Professor Dr. Arshad Nawaz Malik is on the stage, please. Thank you. Dr. Maryam Shabir Bhatt. She is principal at Avicenna College. She is our keynote. Dr. Hashim. Dr. Muhammad Asif Javed. Dr. Maryam Bhatt is on the stage, accepting the shield from the worthy chief guest. Professor Dr. Qamar Mahmood. Dr. Asif Javed is on the stage. He's our keynote. His specialty is pediatric physical therapy, followed by Professor Dr. Qamar Mahmood, again a pediatric specialist. Professor Dr. Haider Darain, Dean, Heber Medical University. Faiza Badr. Professor Haider Darain, Dean, Heber University, Heber Medical University, followed by Faiza Badr, speech and language pathologist. She is our keynote. Dr. Nayab Iftikhar, Professor Dr. Sikandar Ghayas Khan, Head of Department Speech, Language and Pathology at University of Lahore. Atiyaur Rahman, Principal, Rashid Latif Khan University. She is Speech and Language Pathologist. Dr. Iqbal Alvi. Atiyaur Rahman is on stage. Dr. Iqbal Alvi. Hajira Salim. She is our keynote from the Nutrition Department. Dr. Iqbal Alvi on the stage, followed by Hajira Salim. Dr. Imran Hussain. He is Assistant Professor at Rifa International University, Department of Human Nutrition and Dietetics, Rifa Lahore campus. Aisha Sarfaraz. Dr. Imran Hussain is on the stage. Aisha Sarfaraz. Although it's tough, but this is a time for acknowledgement. Please put your hands together. Ziaur Rahman. Ziaur Rahman. Dr. Humaira Iram. Dr. Humaira Iram from Rifa University, Faisalabad campus. Aisha Salim. Aisha Salim, yes, she is here. Aisha Salim is on the stage, followed by Dr. Humaira Iram. Kashif Jahangir. Thank you, Dr. Shen. Kashif Jahangir. मोहम्मद इकबाल जावेद, मेमूना अरशद, डॉक्टर अजमतुल्लाह खान, जाहिद हफीज, डॉक्टर शहनाई बिशारत, हेड ऑफ डिपार्टमेंट न्यूट्रिशन एट यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ लाहौर, डॉक्टर वकास बिन नयाज, डॉक्टर राशिदा जावेद, डॉक्टर आतिफ अमीन बेग, डॉक्टर शाहजहां, डॉक्टर इमरान टीपू, डॉक्टर मोहम्मद सुहेल, असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर एट डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ मेडिकल लैब टेक्नोलॉजी रिफा लाहौर कैंपस, डॉक्टर हाफिजुल्लाह मुर्तज़ा, एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर एट द डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ मेडिकल लैब टेक्नोलॉजी एट रिफा लाहौर कैंपस, डॉक्टर तौसीफ कमर, डॉक्टर गुलाम मुर्तज़ा इज ऑन द स्टेज, डॉक्टर तौसीफ कमर, प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर जाहिद कमाल सदीकी, प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर राशिद असगर खान, असदुल्ला, इमरान खालिद भुट्टा, खुरम शहजाद, मुकेश कुमार, राबिया मुबीन, शुमाइला नौरीन, प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर फुरकान अहमद सदीकी, ही इज डीन एट फाउंडेशन यूनिवर्सिटी इस्लामाबाद, डॉक्टर मुनव्वर मलिक, yes, he is head of department at Punjab University, Professor Dr. Furqan Ahmed Siddiqui is on stage, following by Dr. Munawwar Malik, Dr. Anis Ahmed Khalil, Dr. Aiza Kamar, Dr. Mubin Arshad Awan, Professor Dr. Anjum Murtaza, Dr. Safina Amjad, Dr. Aiza on stage, Miss Safina Amjad, followed by Miss Safina Amjad, Dr. Muneeb Khan, Assistant Professor at Human Nutrition and Dietetics Department, Rifa International University, Lahore Campus, Saveba Khatak, Dr. Sabah Rayaz, Dr. Mohsin Khurshid, Dr. Nagin Hussain, Dr. Nagin Hussain, Dr. Muneeb Khan is on the stage, followed by Dr. Nagin Hussain. Ms. Amin is accepting the shield on the behalf of her. Dr. Asif Shaheen, Dr. Allah Bakhsh, Dr. Ahmad Ziauddin, Professor Dr. Iqbal Hussain Dogar, Dr. Shehzad Kareem Bhatti, Dr. Sabir Ali, Muhammad Mueed, Meher Mustansar Hussain Qasim, Yes, he's here. Muhammad Salman Hamza. Muhammad Salman Hamza. Anwar Awan. Anwar Awan. Now for our international keynote speakers. Now put your hands together for international keynote speakers, starting with Professor Dr. Laurie Mary Walton, followed by Dr. Alec K. Professor Dr. Laurie Mary Walton on the stage, followed by Dr. Alec K. Dr. Alec K. is a renowned manual therapist. Dr. Shane Patman, sir, please accompany us on the stage. Dr. Shane Patman, he's cardiovascular specialist. Deborah Murarki, pediatric specialist. Followed by Dr. Caroline Bowen, she is speech language pathologist. Dr. Caroline Bowen. She is renowned speech language pathologist. Dr. Nicole Kant. She is our optometry specialist. Wow. Dr. Nicole. Ma'am, please come on the stage, Dr. Nicole. Oh my God. Dr. Pavel, please put your hands together for Dr. Pavel all the way from Russia. Thank you, sir. Dr. Andrew Hollingsworth. Professor Dr. Sharbal Sadeh. He is medical imaging technologist. He's a specialist in medical imaging. He's from Lebanon. Thank you, sir. Professor Dr. Alia Al-Ghawari from Jordan. She is neuromuscular specialist. Professor Dr. Alia, please come on the stage. Thank you. She is from Jordan. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Dr. Marina. Dr. Marina, please come on the stage. Thank you. Thank you for joining us for all the way from Russia. Dr. Mehboobur Rahman. Dr. Mehboobur Rahman, sir, please come close to stage. Professor Dr. Ishfaq Ahmed. Professor Dr. Ishfaq Ahmed, Dean, University of Lahore. Thank you, sir. Please join us. Dr. Muhammad bin Afsar Jan, Dean Rahman Medical Institute, Peshawar. Dr. Muhammad bin Afsar Jan. Dr. Ilyas Sayed. Okay. Professor Dr. Naveed Babar, Dean, Superior University, Lahore campus. Thank you, sir. Professor Dr. Syed Amir Gilani. Professor Dr. Syed Amir Gilani. Professor Dr. Ishfaq Ahmed, will take shield on the behalf of Professor Dr. Syed Amir Gilani. Dr. Ummul Baneen, Consultant Physical Therapist, Head of Department at Lahore General Hospital. Professor Dr. Muhammad Salman Bashir, Dean, School of Health Sciences, University of Management and Technology. Thank you, sir. Professor Dr. Rehana Niazi, Professor Dr. Rehana Niazi, Principal Rashid Latif University. She is well-renowned women health specialist. Thank you, ma'am. Professor Dr. Tahir Zahoor, Professor Dr. Tahir Zahoor, Dean Noor International University. He is with us. Yes, thank you, sir. Dr. Ghazala Zaman, Dr. Ghazala Zaman, she is our keynote in nutrition department. She is well-renowned in her field. Thank you, madam, for joining us. Professor Dr. Asad Aslam Khan, Professor Dr. Asad Aslam Khan, Dr. Farhan Suhail, Director, Rifa Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Lahore campus. Sir, please. Finance Department, we have a shield for Finance Department for acknowledgement of their support and efforts. Administration Department, we have Head of Administration Department, Rifa International University. The Procurement Department, Bilal Sadiq, Bilal Sadiq. Okay, Mr. Asim is coming to accept the shield on the behalf of Bilal Sadiq. Put your hands together for the all efforts by this department. Thank you. Head of Operation Department. Then Marketing Department, Mr. Asim from the Marketing Department. Thank you for your efforts. Marketing Department. Amina Malik, please come closer to stage. Amina Malik. Professor Haider Darain. Professor Dr. Syed Asadullah Arsalan Gilani. Please, sir, join us. Professor Dr. Syed Asadullah Arsalan Gilani, Professor at Rifa Lahore campus. He is here. Professor Dr. Muhammad Kashif, Professor at Rifa International University, Lahore campus. Dr. Amir Said, Senior Consultant at Sheikh Zayed Hospital. Thank you, sir, for joining us. This is the last one, so please put your hands together for all the members who make this event successful. Thank you. And a special big applaud for yourself. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Now I will request the Dean Faculty of Rehab and Allied Health Sciences, Professor Dr. Asar Khan, to present the conference shield to the worthy chief guest, Health Minister Punjab, Professor Dr. Javed Akram. Thank you, sir. Please be seated. Now, I am honored to announce the next conference, 5th International Conference of Rehabilitation Sciences and 2nd International Conference on Allied Health Sciences that will be held on October 24 to 26, October 2025, Jamadi Awal 4 to 6, 1447 Hijri at Lahore, inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think wonderful, memorable afternoon, and I hope all of you enjoyed your stay in this cultural capital of Pakistan, and also I wish you a very pleasant stay, whatever time is left here, and I hope you get an opportunity to look around, because we have loads of historical monuments which are world class for tourism, and also I hope you have a very safe journey back home. Thank you so much.
Ajay.